Alright guys, this is my first video of the year. And at least it will be if it all goes off without a hitch. I've been sick for over a month. I delayed going to the clinic to find out why. When it finally got bad enough, I went and found out that I had bronchitis. So I've been out of pocket. But I'm on antibiotics and everything else, so I'm on the upside of everything now. So it's nice to be out in nature, walking around. I'm at Circle B Bar Reserve today. Hopefully we'll get some good shots. I'll do a little bit of talking along the way. Other times I won't be. Let's just see what happens. No expectations.
To have that in my classroom. There's so many. I'm bringing toast, like bread and jam. That's big toast right here.
So it is a Saturday morning, somewhere around 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 55 degrees out here. Perfect weather for walking around, although I appear to be overdressed. And I kind of feel like I am too, because there's not that much of a breeze, so it doesn't feel like 55. It almost feels closer to 70. Anyway. So, Circle B Bar Reserve used to be a cattle ranch. I think it was sold in 2000 for $7.4 million. It's a marshy ecosystem out here. It sits on 1,267 acres. It's beautiful, but why people really come out here is to see the wildlife. And mostly the gators. There's a lot of gators. And chances are, if you've seen some monster gators from Central Florida or anywhere in Florida on national news, it's probably been from Circle B. You're not allowed to bring any pets out here. Nope. Because they could potentially become Scooby snacks. I mean, these gators are pretty close. Some of them are. I don't know if we'll see any today. I mean, chances are you will. It's just a matter of how close we can get to them. But this trail right here is beautiful. There's about 9 different trails here, totaling of about 3.5 miles of trails. What I like about this area is the Spanish moss that grows from the trees. It's just beautiful, isn't it? The way it drapes. Now, you don't see that everywhere. You see it in a lot of places, but you don't see it everywhere. It's indigenous to southern United States, southeast. You know, not particularly accurate in my knowledge about where you find it, but I know it's also in South America and other places. But it's quite something to behold. You know, if you're not used to it. In French Polynesia, they call Spanish moss Grandpa's beard. Speaking of which, speaking of beards, if you want to know what I have in my beard today, it's Akoni beard oil and beard cream from Husky Beard and Grooming. Check the description down below to find out how you can get your own if you want. Anyway, Spanish moss is interesting because it's an what do they call it? Epiphytic plant? I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's an organism that grows derives its nutrients from air, rain, and water, and other debris in the air. And it's actually, Spanish moss is actually related to pineapple because it's a part of the bromeliad family. I mean, look at this. And you would think that this moss, probably would kill the trees, right? But no. I mean, depends on who you're talking to, but no, they generally don't kill trees. They do tend to slow the growth because they cover the leaves and everything, but kill them they don't. Spanish moss is usually found on southern live oak and bald cypress. And back in the early 1900s, it was used commercially to stuff car seats. I mean, it is very cushiony stuff, It is very cushiony stuff. People would stuff pillowcases and mattresses. And there are some people believe that, if you go to St. Augustine, listen to them talk in the old jail, the old haunted jail, they say that prisoners had pillowcases stuffed with Spanish moss, and it'd make them itch because they had chiggers in them. Well, I guess studies have found that chiggers aren't in Spanish moss, but I've heard that lice are and stuff like that. But I've heard it for so long that I personally probably would not take my chances, but it's used quite a bit in decoration for a lot of things. And some of the things that can be found living in Spanish moss is things like jumping spiders, rats, and rat snakes. What did I say? No, maybe I didn't mean to say rats. Rat snakes. Bats, that's what I meant to say. Rat snakes, bats, and jumping spiders. I don't think we're going to see any of that today. But who knows what we will see, because there's a lot of stuff roaming around out here. You might see owls, hawks, a whole slew of birds, pigs, foxes, coyotes, raccoons, snakes. But mostly gators. That's what we really want to see. So, as you can tell, I'm recording this a little bit differently than on some of my other cameras. This is an Insta360 X3 camera. This will be my first published video using this camera. I got it for creative purposes. I wanted to be able to do different things with this, and it seemed like a good idea. Hopefully, I'll learn something along the way. And hopefully we'll see something along the way. morning. My shoes seem a bit squeaky. Alligator Alley. This is like the prettiest part of Circle B right here. So this is something you definitely have to keep in mind, because there are some people that will play the fool. So you got Lake Hancock on my left here, beautiful lake. And you have the marshy side over here. Man, what a gorgeous day to be on the boat. Not that I have one. I think I would be on it if I did. In case you have an Insta360, X3 and you want to know how I'm shooting this, I have an active HDR mode. Just so you know.
Usually there's a whole lot of places you see this stuff. Yeah, for some reason they're always crossing over, yeah.
I really ought to come out here and do that one day. Bring my bike with me. So I don't know if I want the hassle, but some of these places are kind of rickety. I don't have a mountain bike or an all-terrain bike per se. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll do that or not. I'm looking at these things growing on here. Oh well. And there's a bird sunning himself. Someone drew a little pig face. Oh, someone's getting creative. Look at that. Not too bad. I can't draw that good. Honestly, I would have thought I'd seen something already. I haven't seen anything except this beautiful view.
What are you looking for?
No, I'm not looking for anything. But it's just it's a camera. It takes 360 degree video. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. People can't resist the curious urge to ask you what you're doing when they see you with something in your hand. I don't mind too much. But if I'm trying to make a video where I'm strictly not talking at all, that's when it annoys me. You can see I'm minding my own business. And I probably want to be left alone. But, I don't know. People just act like they're going to carry on a full-blown conversation sometimes. And she didn't. But, I don't know. I guess I just wouldn't do it. Okay, so I thought at first that this log over here was some kind of snake. At a glance, you can probably see why. There was a gator back there that people were looking at, but it was it was just kind of hard to get a good shot of. Oh, I see one out there now. I'll try to zoom in on that for you guys. Oh, actually, I see two, but they're so cleverly disguised, mainly because they're so still. Until they want to eat you. Okay, that's probably not going to happen. Although it has happened. I'm not going to lie. I've seen over the years plenty of reports of people being taken down by gators. Mostly it's like dogs and stuff. What lives in there? But I mean, it's not a laughing matter. There's been some horrible stories of people being killed by gators. It's even more horrifying when it's children, but they're everywhere down here. I mean, you shouldn't be surprised if you get a knock on your door some morning and you open it up and it's an alligator. I know, I'm not kidding about that. Okay, I wasn't sure if I lost any footage there or not. The camera made a funny sound, so I don't know what it did, if it turned itself off. Hopefully it's been recording the whole time. I was just talking about gators, and then knocking on your door. They've been found under cars, in garages, in swimming pools, climbing over chain link fences, things of that nature. They get around. Good morning. Well, I do see a gator way out there, his head poking out of the water. But once again, he's just far enough out. It may be difficult to actually capture him. I think. Okay, he disappeared. So in case you're wondering, do gators ever eat these birds? Well, I would kind of assume so, although I've never seen it. I have seen alligators cannibalize each other. I've actually seen that out here. Oh, look, there's a cardinal. But yeah, they're cannibalistic. Drag each other. We've actually seen them drag each other across the path here through the water, chomping down on them at a distance. It's pretty crazy.
Over in Third Rock, you know. Because that's St. Louis.
I think this is a gorgeous sight right here. The way these trees are lined up and the way moss hangs from them. It looks like a cinematic picture.
He looks like a chia pet. Please go away. He does look like a chia pet. Look at his hair.
Is that angle good, Alyssa? Because this one's good.
He does look like a chia pet. Looks like a chia. Oh. Yeah.
Truth be known, these gators are out here everywhere. You just don't see them all the time. They're pretty well hidden. They're being quiet. Except during mating season. You come out here around April or May and you hear such loud grumblings and roars. It's kind of scary. I apologize about that. But nevertheless, yeah, they're everywhere out here. And mating season's like the best time to come. My youngest son and I came out here years ago, some years ago, and we counted over 40, and we stopped counting after that because you just got seeing so many, and we saw some absolute monsters. I'm talking about like 14 footers. They have one out here called humpback. I think it's about 14 feet long, if I'm not mistaken.
Making more like
Observation.
original comments, you know, like not copying, but like.
Actually, if you want to see some of those gators that I was just talking about, you can go to my Instagram page. You have to scroll back quite a ways to find them. Like I said, it was some years ago. But they're there. I captured some on video that were, especially this one crawling out of the water. Just enormous. Cool catch, though.
One time snow from banging.
Good morning.
There are only two things in life worth living for: football and fishing. And there's a whole bunch of bowl games, like they call it bowl games too. It's like a whole last one. There's more bowl games? What? There are more bowl games? More?
And see, that's one of the benefits of using a 360 camera. I didn't have a camera pointed at that bird, but I can go back in editing and capture it.
I know they show them.
That might be why you want to check in to get one of these for yourself. There's a link in the description.
I don't know about now, but I wonder when the college, like the final college. It's usually, I feel like it's usually like on Monday or Tuesday. I haven't heard people talk about it.
It's funny, you know, if you come out here enough, you can tell by people's body language if they're seeing stuff, you know, or, you know, seeing enough, or you can kind of gauge the level of excitement that people have. It's very expressive in the way they carry themselves as they walk through. Like today, I can tell people aren't catching too much. Good morning.
It was the Ohio State Georgia game. It was like
Another telltale sign is that as you're walking by others, people are really good about bringing it to your attention that there's something that you can see further up ahead or down the line. They let you know, they fill you in because they don't want you to miss it. And if nobody's talking, there's probably nothing to see. Oh, thought I saw something. It's just the natural environment. A lot of logs sticking up out of the algae. Any kind of bumpy features makes you think that it's probably a gator, but it's not. And sometimes the gator's laying right at your feet because you're looking way out there. When they could be right down here on the bank. You just never know. Morning. Honestly, I just kind of thought that I would see more gators this morning because it's cooler outside. They want to come out and sun themselves, and the early morning hours are sometimes the better times to see them. Maybe I'm a little too late, but I don't know. Just not a lot of hubbub. But it's still pretty out here, and it gives me a chance to try this camera out. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, hit the like button. Leave a comment. Good morning. Morning. So this white bird up here is scoping out something.
No. Someone said they saw him at the other end, so I was like, all right, I'll go that way.
Well, there's sure some big gators ahead.
Cool.
Some snouts really close to the top.
Thanks for the heads up.
Well, the lady back there said there's some gators out, so not sure where she's seen them, but maybe we'll see some. I don't really have my hopes pinned on that, but I never know. I don't want to make the video too terribly long.
You murdered it. It's dead. That's that giant alligator coming across the wall.
There's another nest in that one.
Exactly.
There's one of those nests in that. Oh, there's two.
Oh, you. Holy mackerel. That alligator's big as hell. I told you it was a big alligator.
Is that what that was?
It's cruising over there. It's huge.
I decided it wasn't really an alligator.
Well,
you
decided to prove you wrong.
It's like the size of a log.
Oh my goodness. I thought it was like 2 ducks or
You
something.
want to see it get in here?
Yeah, I can see it.
Right there.
Appreciate it.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
All right, we need someone to get on the water to draw it closer so we get some shots.
That'd be you.
Not me. This feels good. This bench.
So I'm gonna head back now, just because I don't want to make this too horribly long. Just want to have fun with this camera. But as you heard back there, that's the kind of excitement I'm talking about, that I was referring to earlier. People talk when they see stuff like this, and well, I probably couldn't get it too well on camera because it seems like every one of these gators was out kind of far. But that's what I was talking about.
Maybe you just saw the reflection of the people on the bridge.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I don't know if I said it, but I certainly thought it. This side of the trail here, the bank is much closer, or the top of this is much closer to the water than the other side. He's been scoping something out for a while.
It's gotta be little lizards.
Morning. Alright, so that was that. Not a lot to see today in terms of alligators or other wildlife. I'm kind of surprised, but at least, like I said before, we get this walk in. And I still hope you guys enjoyed the scenery. If you ever make it out to Lakeland, Florida, check out Circle B.
Morning. So pretty.
Morning.